Hey everyone, in this tutorial I'm going to be showing you how to place and edit columns throughout the bridge. So let's get started. I'm going to start by going actually to one of the side elevations. I'm going to choose the south elevation. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to edit these so that they're outside the bridge. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to be placing several elevations that align to the bottom of each flat part. So I'm going to be placing one here, and here, and here, and so on. And each of these markers are going to be representing the top of one column because we're going to be having one column along each of these flat portions here. So I'm going to start by clicking one of the elevations, copy. I'm going to click here, and I want it to stop at the bottom of this flat portion. So the first one's done, and I'm going to rename it to flat 1. And I'm going to repeat the process. See, it automatically labels it now as flat 2. I'm doing this because otherwise I would have to type in the actual dimension for each top of the column. So this is just will be easier instead of having to search the dimension every time. And we can always hide these when we create our sheets because it might look a little messy to have all of these there. We'll just add the dimensions. Okay, that's done. Now I'm going to go back to level 1. I'm going to place the first column. So I'm going to go to Structure, Column, and I want to choose which type of column. See, there's several columns that I can choose from. There's concrete rectangular, there's W-shaped columns. But let's say, for example, the one I want isn't here. So if you want to choose a different type of column, because each group will have to choose their own column to use and do their calculations, I'm just choosing one to show you how to place one. So I'd go to Structural Columns, and I'm going to go to Concrete, Round Concrete, and I want a 12-inch column. I'm just checking. Oh, actually I have 18-inch columns. So I could go to Properties, click 18 inches. And I would place that there, but just to make sure it's centered, what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to add some more model lines. All I'm going to do is create a second model line. That way we have an intersection node to place each of these columns. Because once these sketches are done, I'm going to be hiding all of these model lines. These are just there for reference. So we already have the column type saved. Now I can click here. And then next we have one here. Where you place the columns on this one will be up to you and probably vary, so I'm just gonna place them in a random spot, let's say 15 inches from the side. Then I'm gonna place another one here. I'm not worrying about the height right now, I'm just placing these where I want them because we're going to change the dimensions when this is done. Okay, now we have the columns on the first floor. Now I'm going to go ahead and go to the second level. I'm going to add the model lines here too. And then I'm going to go to the original sketch to check, and yes, looks like that column is 3.8 feet from the edge. Okay, now I can place the columns here. I can always check the dimensions. If you want to select something, you can always click Tab. And yes, that's not right, so click this, change it to 3.8. Yes. There we go, now all the columns are placed right where we want them. So I'm going to go ahead and go to 3D view. Now what I can do is I can click on this column and I want it to go to flat 1, which we already created earlier. Now I can get level 1, and I don't want any offsets. I'm going to choose 0. Click apply. There we go. If we turn this a little bit, yeah, you see it right there. It aligns right with the first floor. Then I'm going to repeat these, and since all these are going to be the same height, I can go ahead and press and hold Control. When I hold Control, I can click multiple things at once. Now I can change this to flat 2. And that's flat 3. You gotta click the top level first. Let me make sure looks like I skipped this one here. That's my bad. That should go to flat 3, and that's 0 offset. And that should go to flat 4. That's why good to check in the 3D view. You get the idea. All of these columns are supposed to align to this top portion here. Then I'm going to click this column, press and hold Control, click that one because both these are supposed to go to, they start at level 1 with no offset and they end at level 2. And there we go. Now we have all of our columns placed along the bridge.